Hello, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. Happy Friday. It's another Long Hair Don't Care Friday. So here we are. We're going to be talking. The title says it all. We're going to be naysaying the naysayers. I guess it doesn't say it all because we're going to be spending the next, 30 to 60 minutes expounding on that. But some stuff has crossed my radar recently that made me want to do a stream like this. Basically, it's, and you know this, I mean, you're all online people, you're watching a live stream right now, you know how the internet works, and you know that it is a very popular thing to do because it generates a lot of clicks. It's a very popular thing to do to say, this thing that is popular is actually not good, and here's why, and it's, oh my gosh, I thought I liked that thing, and so people want to click, and they go click on the thing. And so let me give you, for instance, this is this one, the first one that we'll talk about. This is one of those kind of Craig's greatest hits. If you've watched the channel for a while, if you've been on these live streams, you've heard me, give my spiel on this for a while. But that thing is, here, let me see if I can pull up. Oh, come on. I want to get a good example of this for you. Okay. Yeah, here's a good example. Time to let's go back here. There we go. Blow it up a little bit. Time to rethink cutting the cord. You may be paying more now for streaming than for cable. And and there's I found a Quora one. Why is streaming just as expensive as cable and that sort of thing? Can we close that? Thank you. So with stuff like that. Oh wait, where were we? Oh gosh, I hate that. I don't like USA Today's website. It is poorly made or poorly rendered. Anyway, but stuff like this comes up all the time. Like I said, it's a very popular way to get clicks is to tell you that this thing that you love is actually bad, and you're bad for loving it. Ooh, I feel like I've got mood lighting today. You're bad for loving it, and here, let me tell you why. Okay, so that's kind of what we're going to be talking about a lot today. As Uwe says, yeah, streaming is here to stay. That's true, but that's part of why that's part of why these things generate so many clicks is because I shouldn't say we all, but a huge number of us now are streaming and we're not going back, and so this is the type of content that can generate some clicks. Anyway. So I'm going to give you my normal spiel on this in just a moment. Let me just really quickly say hello to everybody. Let's see. Oh my goodness, some new faces on here. If I even try to pronounce your name, I will fail. So welcome. Really glad to have you here, Morgan, Michael, Brad from McKinney. Very nice. First live stream, so you're new as well. Glad to have you, Brad. It's good to have you here, and hopefully this will be. I'm going to get pretty exercised about this, I think, because it does upset me. But how should I put this? It upsets me on your behalf, Brad from McKinney. So so hopefully it's interesting for you to watch. Sylvia, Socrates, David, Derek. Oh my gosh, I can't go through all these. This is amazing. Star, Thomas, Frayden. Welcome, Frayden. Michael, Mel, okay. I'm gonna miss some people. Okay. So, all right, let's. Oh, Mindy, thank you very much. That's really nice of you to say. I appreciate that. Okay, so let's get into this. Like I said, this is kind of one of those Craig's greatest hits. So this is something, if you've been watching for a while, you've heard me talk about, and it's this idea: you may be paying more now for streaming than for cable. In the strictest sense, yes, this is true. Like this headline, yes. In the strictest sense, yes. Technically, that's possibly true. But a lot of times, and I couldn't find the article quick enough when I was getting ready for this live stream, but I saw one earlier this week that listed out, it was like, the average cable bill in 2019 or whatever it was. And then it listed out like all of the streaming services, every single streaming service. And it was like, all the commercial free versions, right? So the most expensive versions of all of them, except for I think Netflix was the HD, not the 4K version. But you know what I mean. And they listed out like 15 or 18 streaming services and then totaled it all up. And it was like $5 more than the average cable bill. And they're like, see, streaming is awful. Streaming is so expensive. What were we all thinking? We should have just stuck with cable. So this drives me absolutely crazy. Because while streaming is not the a la carte TV that we were, promised, I don't know about promised, but that we were all hoping for back in like 2015, it's not that. But what it is it's kind of a la carte in that we can go sign up for HBO Max, and watch House of the Dragon for 2 or 3 months, and then be done with it. And then you cancel it. There's no contracts. It's a few bucks a month. So if you watch it for 2 weeks out of a month and then quit, you're not really out much money. That's as much as a single movie ticket, right? For a month of HBO Max. So anyway, so you can mix and match. You can constantly be going in and out. Does that make it more complicated than your cable bill? Kind of, yeah, in a way. I mean, if you all remember your cable bills, those were weirdly complicated. Regional sports fees and local connection access wire crossing fees. It's like, $3.75 for this fee, that fee, or whatever. So they were plenty complicated, but it's true that, yeah, you got the bill and you paid the bill. You looked at the bottom line, you paid the bill. So it was simpler in that way. But I'm really kind of tired at this point of news outlets or blogs or whatever that say like, oh gosh, streaming is so expensive. We did this exercise. If you're new to the stream, go back in the archives. I think it was, 3 or 4 weeks ago, we came up with like the ultimate streaming bundles. And the idea was we looked at, okay, what if we have a budget of $30? And what if we have a budget of $50? And what if we have a budget of $80 per month for streaming? And we were looking at, what you could get in each of those packages. And it's just bananas. Even with only $30 to work with, if you stay away from the most expensive stuff, the Netflix and the HBO Max, $15 tier, whatever. If you stay away from that most expensive stuff, you could get, Paramount Plus, Discovery Plus, Shudder, Hulu, Disney Plus, so, whatever. You can go down the line, tick, 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 and you get all these streaming services, and you do it for less than $30 a month. It's amazing. So anyway, all right. That's kind of my partial rant. Okay, so we have a little bit more to go through today, but I do want to get your take on this. I remember when we were promised flying cars. I still want my hoverboard. Absolutely. Yeah, you may be paying more. We may be paying more, but you can pick what you want pretty much. Right. And my guess is very, very few of us are actually paying more than we did with cable. It's, if you're not careful, if you never go and nix your old cable subscriptions, whatever, then it's possible that you could start accruing more and more services. So I guess it's kind of a thing. All right, so let's see what you guys have to say. Egon told us not to cross the wires. That's true. I think the only comedy I love more than Ghostbusters is Groundhog Day. Both Bill Murray, and both what's his name? Well, whatever. Anyway, genius stuff. Let's see. So where are we? Okay. I was like, I didn't put that in. Oh, okay. So somebody else put it in there. That's fine. I was so confused for a second. I was like, did I black out and copy and paste a link somewhere? That's, when I get on a roll, I just stop thinking about stuff. This mic, I swear, is not friendly to me for my stream. Okay, you guys. So I just gotta. All right, it keeps falling down. It's driving me crazy. Okay. Cable and satellite are just nervous, says Juan. Streaming is a lot cheaper. Yeah, I mean, nervous. Yeah, I don't know quite how I'd characterize it, but yeah, it's if it were 5 years ago, I would say, oh yeah, they're probably planting stories all over the place. I don't know if they are as much anymore. I think that ship has sailed, or as Austin Powers would say, that train has sailed. One of my favorite movie lines. Can't ride a hoverboard. Oh no, I don't mean the hoverboards that, you know, people with the two wheels that people ride around on. I was talking about like Back to the Future style stuff. That's what I want. I canceled Netflix. Best decision of my life. Interesting. Okay. If that's the best decision of your life, I'd be very interested to read your biography. Or maybe not. Maybe it would be a very uninteresting biography. If that was the best decision you ever made. Sorry, I'm just messing with you. Let's see. Yeah, sure, a lot cheaper. Look how much. DirecTV is $59 a month. Put that to a year. That's almost $300 a year. That's how much my dad's paying for DirecTV. Not interested. For what? Okay, so now we're getting back. This is something I haven't done in a few years now, but I used to do this when I would actually, so I wasn't just reviewing streaming, I was reviewing all TV services. So I'd review streaming, I would review, you know, various cable providers, and yeah, I would review the two big satellite providers. And that $59 a month is the sticker price. And then it wouldn't last, you know, that is, so it might be 59 for the first year, and then it would jump to like 119 the second year or something like that. And that doesn't get into those fees that I was talking about earlier. Oh, it's an $8 regional sports fee, and that gets tacked on. So I'd be shocked if he was really only paying $59 a month. But anyway, if he is, I guess that's a pretty good deal. Okay. I'm back. Probably just in time to have missed me talking about your previous comment. Let's see. I missed the conversation. You didn't miss the conversation. I'm halfway through my rant. I'm just taking a break. I gotta calm down a little bit and take a break. Because, you know, I get too worked up, you guys. I really do. And also, this light is way too far to the side. I need a light more in front of me. This is way too dramatic. Like I feel like I'm being interviewed for a true crime documentary. You know, where they put me half in shadow. So, oh well. Let's see. I'm really enjoying YouTube TV. That's good to know. Good call. It's what was that? Like the pop songs that use "exhale, inhale" as their lyrics, and you're like, oh, thanks for the reminder. Okay, so let's get on to the second half of my rant. Okay, so I'm gonna hide this and pull up another one, and this one, I hope he'll forgive me because I'm gonna pick on Jared Newman a little bit, who we've had on this stream. I subscribe to this newsletter that he puts out, and you should too. It's very good. So anyway, the caveat. I really like his stuff. But this came out this morning, and this kind of like ignited my that same kind of brain, that part of my brain that gets upset about the pricing complaints. And this one, okay, here we go. Let's pull this up. Paying for TV is getting way too complicated. Okay, so this is Jared Newman. He does Cord Cutter Confidential. This is a newsletter that comes out every Friday morning. Like I said, highly recommend it. So go check it out on Tech Hive. You just go up here to Tech Hive and then go to streaming, and you'll find him right away. Jared Newman, great tech reporter for Tech Hive, or streaming reporter for Tech Hive. Okay, and I know this is a little bit small. I wonder if we can. There we go. Okay. So paying for TV is getting way too complicated, and he kind of goes through and says, you know, back in the early days of streaming, subscribing to a new video service was straightforward. After signing up through a service's website, you'd be able to watch on practically any streaming device. It's not so simple anymore. And this is where I hop off the train, okay? It's a bit like the pricing issue, where somebody says, oh, you know, it used to be cheap. Well, It's not cheap anymore. Let me list out all of these streaming services that you can sign up for, and it adds up to $100. This is what you were paying for cable. Oh my gosh. It's kind of similar here, where he goes, okay, you've got direct signups, in-app purchases, live TV add-ons, a la carte channel stores. You might have a dozen ways to pay for a single streaming service. Again, like the other one, this is technically true, but here's the thing. Up here, back in the early days of streaming, subscribing to a new video service was straightforward. Guess what? It still is, or at least it can be. It's with choice comes complexity, or I should say, so maybe it's the other way around. With complexity, you get choice. But it's still, that simple option is still there. It's not gone. If you want to make your life more complicated, or if you just want to do things a different way, and for you, it's simpler. If you're like, hey, you know what? I go through the Roku channel for everything. And so all I do is I turn on my Roku TV and I go to the Roku channel, and there are all the services that I want. They're all lined up there. And so I only have to use that. Great. If that's the way you want to go, you have that choice. But this old way of doing things, back in the early days of streaming, subscribing to a new service was straightforward. You go to the service's website, you'd be able to watch on practically any streaming device. You can still do that. You can still go to Hulu. You can still go to Stars. You can still go to HBO Max. You can still go wherever you want to go. Whatever streaming service it is, you can go to their website, you sign up, you put in your email address, whatever, and then you sign in on your streaming device and you watch it. So anyway, it's as you can tell, starting to drive me a little bit crazy. Oh, and I keep highlighting things that pull up other things. Please go away. Anyway, does this make sense? Tell me this makes sense. Like, yes, there are layers of complexity that you can add on, but you don't have to. I think there's less of an argument here than there's for the price thing, because on the price thing, you can go point back to 2015 or whatever and say, hey, Netflix used to be $8 a month, and now I have to pay $15.50 a month for the same kind of service. And you can go across the board and say, look at the price hike through all these services. And so you can say, look, it's getting more expensive, and that's true. But on this one, it doesn't have to be getting more complex, right? They are providing more ways for you to sign up for the service, but the original ways are still there. Anyway, okay, so somebody told me to breathe. Who was it? That's right. Tony Hawthorne said, breathe. All right. So that's right. Pink Floyd had some of that. There's a bunch that... what was that? There was like a new metal, or it was like a hard rock song from 20 years ago. Oh no, it was Bush. It was like 1996 or 7 or something. Anyway, breathe in, breathe out. Okay. Let's see what you guys have to say about this. 4K Fire Stick is the best, says Mindy. This makes perfect sense. Thank you, Brother John Wayne Kazi. Let's see. Amazon Prime is awesome. They're going to be doing Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime this fall. They did that last year, maybe 2. I thought they did pretty well. Okay. You can't have it both ways. I don't like price increases at all, but these streaming services can't survive on just having your favorite 80s or 90s movies. Still need to create new content. Or people will say they're good, but having nothing for me to watch. Yeah. Hey, there you go. HBO Max just emailed you a 40% off coupon if I sign up for a year. I got to look out for that. I didn't spot that this morning. Although I think I used my catch-all email address. A lot of junk goes to that address, so I miss a lot of stuff there. Okay. All right. So anyway, that's my rant for today. Let's see if I can fix this lighting. Oh, you guys. I just get so worked up, I really do. So yeah, if Jared ever sees this, please come on the live stream. We'll debate this. Um, I think that'd be a lot of fun. I like Jared a lot. So okay, let me pull up. Let's see, what's another one. Here's a good one for you. Let's see. This one's from Quora. If you're not familiar with Quora, anybody can go in and ask a question, and then people can go in and answer it. And this one is, why are streaming services becoming as expensive as cable? So yeah, maybe I'll keep that there so people know kind of what we're talking about. Let's see. Okay, so with that being said, if you have any questions about this or anything else, please hit the comments. Let me know. If I'm being honest, I am not feeling great today, so this might not be a full hour-long stream. And I have another live stream I've got to do. As you know, I don't do a lot of content. I don't discuss like the actual content on these streaming services as often. But if you want to hear me talk about House of the Dragon, I'll be doing another live stream over on the Legendarium in an hour and a half, and I kind of feel like I need to rest up for that. So we'll see. Okay, but this will get us going for a little while. My personal top 5 streaming services, Craig. Okay. It's a great question. I haven't ranked these in a while. Now, here's the question. Oh, no, actually, you do kind of get that. You say my personal top 5 streaming services. So I was going to ask if this is, are we talking about what I think are the best or what are my favorites? So I think this is my favorites. I'd say HBO Max, Apple TV Plus, Prime Video, Netflix. And what else do I even log into these days? I'm kind of struggling to decide between Hulu and Disney Plus. Where's my remote's all the way over there. And I think I would probably go with Hulu over Disney Plus if this is for me. If you're asking like which one would I sooner get rid of, I would actually get rid of Hulu sooner than Disney Plus, but only because my kids watch a lot of Disney Plus. But if it's just for me, I would keep Hulu. But if it's, the real world, yeah, I would keep Disney Plus sooner. So yeah, what did I say? HBO Max, number 1. Apple TV Plus, number 2. Prime Video, Netflix, Hulu. How's that? Yeah, pretty good. Paramount Plus has been doing pretty well lately, I feel like. But I don't think they quite overtake Hulu, but they're pretty good. You guys know my except for the newcomers, you guys know my my issues with Discovery Plus. I think it's a great service, but I don't ever use it. So so it doesn't work for me. Okay. Apple TV Plus, or were you guessing what mine would be? Yeah, it's up there. I love Apple TV Plus. I really do. No spoilers on House of the Dragons, please. Yeah, don't worry. I'm not going to spoil anything. I mean, it was weird when the house with all the dragons inside burned down in the first 5 minutes, but other than that, just kidding. Okay, there's David. David had to pop in with his favorite quote. Hey, at least you got the quote right this time. I will give you that. I will give you that for sure. Let's see. HBO Max. Oh yeah, you're guessing mine, or are you listing yours? Okay. No kids equals no Disney Plus. Hey, there are a lot of Disney adults out there. One of my best friends, he and his wife are very, very Disney people, and they do have a kid. But even if they didn't, I couldn't possibly imagine them not having Disney Plus. But it's true for me. But I'm just saying it's not true for everybody. Okay. What do you? I have it on hockey on my PC. I want that to be true so bad. So I've got. I can't really hold it up far enough to show you. I've got one of those like gaming keyboards. Oh shoot! got one of those gaming keyboards with these like on the left side, it's got all the macro buttons, and you can program that with whatever you want. And so that's what I want. I want proof that you have a macro on your keyboard set to just put that in every live stream. Oh, let's see. See, yeah, Frayden, there, you're in that boat. I have a child, but would still have Disney Plus even if I didn't. Yeah, there's stuff like, I don't know that I would continually have Disney Plus, but it was, I don't know, 3-4 months ago maybe I did a binge of all of the Marvel movies, or at least all the ones that I could find on streaming, and most of them were on Disney Plus. And a lot of those Marvel movies are really good. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And so I so yeah, I could see myself, even if I didn't have kids, signing up for every once in a while, getting onto Disney Plus and checking it out. I haven't enjoyed most of the new series, the Marvel and Star Wars series, but we'll sign up for The Mandalorian. So, all right. Yeah, exactly. Grew up on Disney movies. Has a special place in my heart. Yeah, me too. The Hallmark Drama Channel. The Hallmark Channel, is Hallmark on, they have their own thing, don't they? Yeah. But yeah, that's highly defensible, Dwight. Let's see. There you go. Yeah, for Sylvia, Marvel and Star Wars makes it worth it. There you go. Okay. So one more time. Hi. Okay, we're getting a couple highs in there. So hi. All right, I saw you. Let's see. It has more than just Disney on there. Yeah, there is some fun stuff. I remember when it first came out. I watched a couple episodes of the. What's the name of that crazy guy that went around and did the episodes on sneakers and ice cream and stuff? Oh gosh. Gosh, what's his name? This is killing me. Jeff Goldblum. Yeah, The World According to Jeff Goldblum. I don't know why I couldn't remember his name. Anyway, so yeah, every once in a while it has stuff on there. They've got like some of their nature shows are really good. I like those. So, okay. By the way, this is just as I'm reading through the comments, just for those of you who are maybe newer to the channel and whatnot, I'm looking at a comment just above this one that gets into the political stuff, and just take a break, okay? Take a break. You're passionate about stuff, so am I, but for an hour here on this stream, doesn't matter, okay? So political stuff, just let it go for a while. It keeps it more fun that way. All right, so I'm thinking about canceling. Let's see. I'm thinking Let's see. I think you're saying I'm thinking about canceling the Disney bundle. Any thoughts? Does anyone find Marvel and Star Wars have degraded over time? Well, I mean, it's degraded. Obviously, that's a subjective judgment there. If you don't like the new Star Wars stuff as much as the old Star Wars stuff, then hey, more power to you. As a child of the 80s, the original trilogy will never be surpassed, as far as I'm concerned. But let's see. And so any thoughts on canceling the Disney bundle? In my experience, and this is not going to be true for everybody, but in my experience, those who have the Disney bundle they watch a lot of Disney Plus, and they watch a lot of Hulu, or at least some of those, and very, very few people watch much ESPN Plus, with the exception of hockey and soccer fans. Most people aren't tuning into ESPN Plus very often, at least anecdotally, from what my experience has been. What was I going to say? So my thoughts on that is, go ahead and cancel it, especially because you're kind of paying for a service you probably aren't using very much. That actually leads me to another thought, and I didn't get into this much when we were talking about the Disney Plus price increase, or the whole Disney price increase. They are increasing prices on Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus, and they're restructuring the bundles and all that. with the new bundle system that's going to be in place, I think by December, you can get a bundle that's Disney Plus and ESPN. Or sorry, back up. You can get a bundle that's Disney Plus and Hulu only. So those two for $10, which sounds like a great deal, except that those will both be commercial supported versions of those services. And if you want to get the non-commercial version, okay, then it jumps all the way to $20, and it includes ESPN Plus, which it annoys me. Frankly, it annoys me quite a bit because I don't want ESPN Plus. I don't need it. I don't use it. I'm not saying that nobody should. I'm just saying I don't. And because of that, I want the bundle version of the non-commercial, or I want the bundle of the non-commercial versions of of Disney Plus and Hulu. And they're not providing that, which makes me upset, honestly. So, all right. Let's see. Hey, no worries. I got you. But like I said, there are plenty of places and times that we can vent our spleen about political stuff, and it's just nice to take a break every now and then. Let's see. Baba says HBO Max Discovery Plus is the best, in my opinion. Now you're living up to your name. We'll see. No, this makes me think you're talking about the future bundle, and I don't know. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're just talking about the two services side by side, which is perfectly fair, to be honest. It's like all of the different types of content that you want, like right there in two services. So you got the dramatic, scripted, premium content on Discovery or on HBO Max, and then over on Discovery Plus, you got the cheap, quick and dirty reality content, unscripted stuff. There you go. Okay. Between the HBO Max and Discovery Plus mess and the Discovery Plus increase, Netflix must be loving this. Actually, I think I think you have a point, but it might be the other way around. I think, if anything, Disney is loving what's going on because Netflix happened to be the first one to kind of to get all the headlines. So they got all the headlines for the price increase. Now that this was months ago now, close to a year ago, I guess, that they raised their prices. But they got all these headlines for raising their price. The 4K is $20 for Netflix. Oh my gosh, $15.50 for 1080p. And then they got a bunch of headlines for losing subscribers in the first quarter of this year. And then they got more headlines for losing subscribers. And so everybody's pulling their hair out like, oh my gosh, streaming is dying. This industry is, who knows what's going to happen. Everything is falling apart. Oh my gosh. And then HBO Max comes in and they're like, hey, not only are we merging with Discovery Plus, but they're probably going to completely screw over your favorite streaming service in unknown and unforeseeable ways. And everybody's losing their minds. And then Disney Plus comes in and they're like, we're going to raise our prices a little bit. Heads up, it's going from $8 to $10. And no, like it made a blip for a couple of days, if that. It was like one day of people talking about, oh my gosh, Disney Plus is raising their prices. And then everybody forgot about it. So I think it's backwards. I could be wrong. But yeah, I think Disney is loving the way that the last 3 months have gone. So let's see. Agree about Star Wars. First three were the best. Never could get into the newer ones. I was young enough when the prequels came out that I didn't think they were good movies, but I enjoyed watching them. It's like, oh my gosh, new Star Wars. It was amazing. And I even liked Episode 7, the one that came out, I don't know, 10 years ago now, whatever it was. And then I honestly don't know how long ago it was. And then 8 and 9 were just like, uh-oh. Oh no. Let's see. Oh, interesting. If you're canceling the Disney Plus bundle, you have to cancel Hulu separately. Found that out firsthand. That's good to know. Good to know. And it could be something odd about the way that, like the way that you had set up your bundle, because it's always been confusing. If you have one or two of the services and then you want to make it a bundle, it's not easy to do. Unfortunately, and so there, who knows? Maybe it was a highly specific thing to the way you originally signed up, that when you quit the bundle, it didn't quit all of them. Whatever. All right. Let's see. ESPN Plus sucks, but it has us hockey fans hostage. Honestly, think of it this way. For hockey fans. Okay, let me back up. And I'm going to defend ESPN Plus here because, like I said, I don't really use it. It's a bit like the Discovery Plus thing. It's not for me, but I'm glad it's around. But let me back up and think of MLB TV. That's what I use. I'm a huge baseball fan. And so every year I sign up for MLB TV, and I do the all teams, so I can watch as many games as I want. And it's $130 a year, I think, to watch all out of market games. If it's a single team, I think it's down to 110. So let's take that. You have one team that you want to watch. All right, $110 for all those games. Now, granted, the NHL season isn't as there aren't as many games. Nobody plays as many games as MLB. It's insane. But you're paying, it used to be $5 a month. that was bananas. Now it's $10 a month. You're paying $10 a month for ESPN Plus. And let's say that all you care about is hockey. Well, the season goes for, 5-6 months, and then there's playoffs. If your team makes the playoffs, of course, then, it might not be on ESPN Plus the same way. But let's, so 5 or 6 months, let's say 6 months that you need to sign up for ESPN Plus to watch all of those hockey games. That's $60. This is, so you say it's holding us hockey fans hostage. I got to say, that's a pretty screaming deal. That is great. $60 to watch all out of market games on ESPN Plus, and that's $60 versus $110 on MLB TV for one team, or really it's more comparable to the $130 to watch all teams. So less than half the price to watch all your hockey games. The same goes for MLS. If you're a soccer fan, if you enjoy American soccer, best of luck to you. I'm not a huge soccer fan, but I know enough about it to know that it takes a certain amount of masochism to really get into U.S. soccer. Anyway. So yeah, there's my defense of ESPN Plus. It's a good deal. Yeah. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. Adding Paramount Plus, says Brad, for the Foo Fighters concert. Any other exclusive stuff I should watch while I have it? That's off the top of my head. They've got a few movies that would be worthwhile. Don't do the Star Trek stuff. It's mostly not good. Some of it's good, but mostly not good. But what was I going to say? Oh, no, but I love this. It's interesting. You're doing it for a specific event. I love that. And this is the beauty of streaming. Getting back to our thing here. Why is it becoming so expensive? It doesn't have to be. I want to get Paramount Plus for a month, so because I have one event that I want to watch, and it's like, what's Paramount Plus these days? Is it still down at like $6 or $7, or is that the one that's down at $5? My brain is a little jumbled right now. Regardless, it could be $15 a month, and it's like, hey, I paid $15 to watch the Foo Fighters concert live, because it was an event. Again, it's as much as a movie ticket, and in this case, much much less than a movie ticket. And then you cancel the service and you're done with it until something else comes up that you want to go check out. I love that. You guys, I love streaming. It's not perfect, but it is beautiful. All right. How much is YouTube? Because I do want to watch it for the LA Dodgers and the LA Kings. Wait, for YouTube TV. I think YouTube TV is up to, is it 65? They might have gone up to $70 a month. I think it's still at 65. You know what? We can find out. Okay. With one side effect of all these price hikes over the years is that my brain is a bit jumbled with exactly how much everything costs. So yeah, it is still $65 a month right now. Yeah, that's 85 channels. Get you those live sports. So yeah, YouTube TV, $65 a month. There you go. Okay. That's true. Okay. As much as I don't like Netflix, says Frayden, I will admit they did something that's shown to be kind of true. People complain about price increases for a bit, but most still stick around with that streaming service. Yeah, exactly. I've been saying that for years. I do think they kind of found the line with this last one. And there were more factors at play than just the price increase. The onslaught of pandemic signups in 2020. A lot of those began dropping off in late 2021, early 2022. So the factors like that that go beyond just the price. But yeah, I do think that the price had a lot to do with it, where they found that line. They're like, this far shalt thou come and no further. People will go up to $15.50 a month, but past that, that's a dicey proposition, right? So, yeah, it's been very interesting to watch Netflix tiptoe toward that line, and like I say, I think they found it. They're going to have to find. There are two things you can do, right, to get your company in the black. You can increase your revenue or decrease your expenses, or por qué no los dos, right? Maybe you can do both, but they're going to have to find other ways. They're going to have to find ways to cut expenses now, because I don't think that they're going to be able to as readily increase their prices. So we'll see. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about here. Oh, ESPN Plus sucks, but it has its hockey fans hostage. And then your other comment was no issue with the price. It's the service that gives me 4-digit blood pressure. 4 digits. Wow. It's you're the living embodiment of that scene from Scanners. Amazing. Yeah, I can understand that. It's not quite as polished as a lot of other services, but I haven't had that many problems with it. Okay. Oh, interesting. I'm writing my MBA thesis on how sports content affects consumer perspectives on streaming services. Big focus is all the league's ESPN Plus hosts. Interesting. How sports content affects consumer perspectives on streaming services. I'd be interested to hear more about that at some point. That sounds cool. All right. I'm gonna skip past a lot of stuff, because I know I've missed quite a few things. Okay. I don't know about the censoring aspect of it, but I don't know about now going out and trying to build a huge Blu-ray library or whatever. But I have been saying for a long time, if you have DVDs, if you have Blu-rays, if you have CDs, hang on to them, because you never know. You never know what's going to happen with them. Okay. And it's not just censoring issues. Like, yeah, it's a thing sometimes, right? Some episodes of 30 Rock or I can't remember what other shows off the top of my head, but anyway, but it's not just that. I'm a huge, huge fan of Friends. I don't know how much I've gotten into that here on this channel, but like I'm the guy that wins Friends trivia contests at the local bar, right? I like Friends is, I speak in Friends quotes. That's like 30% of my dialogue throughout the day. Anyway, and I know the show so well that it actually drives me a little crazy to watch it on HBO Max, because they do the broadcast version, where I am most familiar with the DVD version, where they would for broadcast, they had to get it down to that 22-minute mark for commercials and whatnot. But on the DVD version, they would take those scenes that they had to chop out, or that line that they had to cut out, because they needed that extra 5 seconds. So they would take out one more punchline. And I know all those punchlines. so for me, it's a little bit more of a hassle to do the discs over and over. You got to take the disc out, put the next one in, whatever. But at the same time, it drives me maybe more crazy to watch it on HBO Max sometimes. That's Miss Chenandlerbong. Friends is kind of boring. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Well, how dare you? How dare you? Okay. I'm going to start, you guys, I'm going to start wrapping it up. Like I said, I'm feeling a little under the weather today, and I've got another live stream. I should tell you, by the way, if you are watching this, if you're interested in getting into House of the Dragon, I am going to be talking about House of the Dragon. Let me see if I can find the channel for you to check out. Here, I'll do it this way. Get rid of that. Share screen. The share screen. There we go. Okay, so yeah, over on this channel, it's called The Legendarium. You can go check it out. So I'll do another little while on there. We'll be talking more about content. It's a nerd channel, right? So fantasy and sci-fi stuff. So if you're interested in that, go check it out. Would love to have you subscribe there. But again, it's very different from what we do here at Reviews.org. I'm just letting you know that if you can't get enough Craig, and I believe me, I understand. I am majestic and wonderful. But yeah, I'll go live there in just over an hour. So go check it out. Yeah, appreciate you joining in on this discussion. Like I said, it was necessary for me to cleanse the hate no, it's not hate. It's just frustration in my mind. I get really worked up about that stuff. Streaming is awesome. Be smart about it. Don't make it more complex than it needs to be. Find your favorite device, find your top 5 services, and just don't worry about making it more complex than that. Okay. You'll have more content than you could ever consume for far, far less than you were paying when you were on cable or satellite. So anyway, thanks everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Make sure you spend some portion of that weekend going to reviews.org when you have questions about your next phone service. If you want to switch over a phone service, if you want to find out more about streaming, more about smart home stuff, more about home security, there's all sorts of stuff at reviews.org. Please go check it out. Would love to see you guys over there on that website. So have a great weekend, and I will see you all next time.